This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reportings, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing.
CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Hey. Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian. And today is Politics and Wellness Night. And along with myself and Brother Nate, let me know when you're ready, sir. And you beautiful brown and chocolate people, in all shades that the chocolate comes in. So let's not go there. We're going to do what we normally do, talk about news, politics, and all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's get it started. Hey, what's going on, sir? How are you?
Hey, fam. How's everybody doing? Is it hot enough for you? Are your cakes getting toasty?
I can't stand it. I don't like being cold and extremely hot. So, yeah, I can't. Yeah. No.
Get used to it. It's the new way it's going to be.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
gives a whole new meaning of hot ass.
Yeah, hot ass, hot air, hot everything. It's just really crazy. The weather index has been crazy. Please be mindful and stay cool. Stay indoors if you can.
And stay hydrated.
AC and stay hydrated and all that good stuff, because heat stroke and all that stuff is real and it can kill you. Hey, what's going on, Patty Duke? Hey, Miss T. Danielle, what's going on? Nice
hey, Patty. Hey, Miss Daniels. How you doing?
A pleasure to see ya. Because I usually see you in Rebel's chat when Rebel is talking crazy, so it's nice to see you. And for those of you in the balcony, definitely your waiter or waitress will be around with your drink of choice.
Patty says she hasn't been out the house. I don't blame you, girl.
Yeah, no, it's just like, it's crazy. It really is crazy out there. And they sit there and talk about how they don't believe in climate change and all this other. Like, the evidence is right here in front of your face. People are baking alive. Like, it's not even a game. Phoenix, many parts of Arizona, absolutely crazy. Like,
yeah. Can you imagine? You already live in the
desert already, and
Yeesh.
you're approaching temperatures almost of 115. Like, unheard of.
Makes me wonder what wintertime is going to be like.
Right. Yeah, that part. So without further ado, let's get this party started.
Wintertime is going to be like.
All right. So let's do, of course, some news updates real quick. As always, before we get started into a whole lot of the other stuff, because we got a lot to talk about, a little more opinions than anything else. But we like to get the news and the stuff out of the way before we get into all the opinionated stuff. All right. So Carlee Russell. Marley, you in danger, girl. That's all I can say. Whenever I look at this, like, Molly, you in danger, girl. Like, I get it. Last week we talked about it being a possible mental illness or mental break, and that, of course, with the white counterparts, they're always allowed to do that. And why can't we have our moment? Why can't she have her Jussie Smollett moment and it be okay? And in all that vein, I see ya. But not so much for the city and state of where she resides. They're looking to press charges. Her boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend rather, has also slammed the disgusting kidnapping hoax.
He jumped. He jumped the fuck off that one.
Right. Jumped at the bit to basically give his opinion on what he felt about her, basically using media and social media to kind of garner attention. Of course, the 25-year-old disappeared the evening of the 13th of July after calling 911 claiming that she stopped to help a toddler in diapers who was walking alongside Interstate 459. She returned home 2 days later to claim that she was kidnapped and she barely managed to escape. And of course, there was this huge, everybody jumped to defend the young woman. Tamia Mallory, what's her name? The Black Lives Matter.
Mallory?
Yeah. She jumped to defend her, which, and a lot of people did, which of course we should. We should always, defend in situations like that. And if it turns out to be something else, then yeah, okay. You could step back from that. That doesn't mean you stop defending and protecting Black women that are going missing in record numbers, children, men, boys, period, disappearing in record numbers. We should always be advocating for their safe returns and for law enforcement to really do something to find them. And I don't know, with this, I just feel like from jump, the police already knew probably something was nefarious a little bit and just wanted to keep like milking this to kind of be more of a thing. I don't know, but I pray that she gets the help she needs and the family gets what they need, because this is a lot. I think this is more than just this one incident. This seems to be, if not just a mental break, a cry for attention, something else going on a little deeper inside that whole family dynamic that may need to be examined. And I don't know. Any thoughts?
Girl, let me tell you what to do. I'm gonna be your fixer. Bitch, you had a mental breakdown. That's what you had, and you stick by it. Don't say nothing. Her family need to keep her off of social media.
Right. I think she was recently on there, like 2 days ago, shaking her ass or some shit. Like,
she needs to sit her ass. She need to keep her ass in the house. They need to take her to Betty Ford or wherever it is they have now. And she needs to go with that because if not, she gonna be working overtime because she gonna be paying that. She gonna be paying them back for that.
Yeah. I believe the city and state are looking to charge her civilly, so she would pay in fines and restitution.
Yeah.
For what she's done.
And I tell you, ever since then, I've been seeing white babies all over the goddamn place, man. I'm so fucking terrified. Every time I look, I see a white baby. It's like a horror movie. I be riding down the road and I be seeing babies walking with loaded diapers. You know,
not loaded diapers.
Ladies, you'll know this. You ask the toddler, did they poop? And you know they didn't poop, and you know they did. And you look, and it's like a big ass egg sitting in the back of the damn diaper, soggy and saggy. And I just Pampers. White babies. Oh my God. I had to come home and take a hit.
Poor thing.
Everywhere.
No, I don't see white babies when I'm on the road, but I understand. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, this is a bit. I don't know. I just see when white folks do it. There's not this press to charge them and make them pay for the search and rescue that is done when they have these claims. I mean, you know, we can go way back when that woman claimed that the black man had hijacked her car and killed the kids, and come to find out she killed her 2 kids. I can't remember the woman's name, but that was years ago.
Yeah.
You know,
they drowned them in the lake.
Drowned them in the lake. They did the whole search. They did everything, and come to find out she did it. But there was no, there wasn't no charge of her or the family making them pay for the search and rescue and all that stuff that was done.
Just because she had counseling.
Yeah.
She had counseling. That's why.
Yeah.
They told her, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Don't say nothing. Don't lock your ass in the house. Don't even let her come out.
The lawyer has come forth and say that, of course, the story was made up. It wasn't true. I don't know.
Ben Crump should have called the family. Now I wouldn't told them I called them, but to tell her just shut up.
Yeah. Get off social media. Don't do no dancing. Don't do nothing.
Patty do say, what Patty Hearst? You rob a whole goddamn bike. you become part of the robbing group.
Right.
And they get your picture. Which you robbing with some, which I think she had like a beret on or some shit. She totally conformed. Too much.
Lynn T, how are you?
Hey, Lynn T, how you doing?
So moving on from there, and that it gets even better. Ron DeSantis, your favorite governor out of the state of Florida, Ron DeSantis. Of course, he's always said that Florida is a place where old people go to die, and he's making sure that you bring your pension with you when you come to die, because he's taking it and giving it to Wall Street donors to his party. He is literally taking Florida pension money and giving it to Wall Street donors.
And this is government workers, correct?
Yeah, this is government workers. So Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis is putting huge sums of state retirement money into underperforming private equity firms, basically donating to Wall Street people who donate to him, and they make up these shell companies, because everybody's doing that now, so they don't get busted when it comes time for the ethics committee when they're doing their campaigning. So they have all these little shell companies. Remember, what's his name? Elmer Flooded, Herschel Walker, with the car wash that never opened for like 2 seconds and then closed, and was just a shell of a company that was never existed. But all of this campaign funds were funneling in and out through this company. Kind of the same thing. They set up shop with a lot of these Wall Street people and funnel that campaign money in and out, so that way nobody gets to know who's donating what. It's always this kind of company behind it. But the fact that you're using government retirement, like people's retirement funds, to do this is crazy, because of course, as we all know, or as we should know, that Wall Street ain't guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So you're putting people's retirement hopes in what? And if the market tanks for the next foreseeable future, then what are we left with? You left with a lot
It
of
won't
people.
have to. It's just too expensive now to live down in Florida. You have insurance companies pulling out.
Yeah.
It's sinking. It's
Yeah.
Florida. They got gators and shit.
Yeah, it is going underwater. That is
They're gonna have
something.
to. They're gonna have to start retiring in West Virginia.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
definitely getting the hell out of Dodge.
yeah, because they'll
Uh,
have nowhere else to go. They won't be able to afford to. People
yeah.
take their, in Florida, they take their money to retire. Where the
Mhm.
weather's comfortable and everything. But with everything that he's doing to it
Yeah.
and what he's doing to them,
Right. Right. Yeah. Pretty much in what he's doing to them.
I don't know why
So,
somebody don't burn a hot one in his ass. I swear. I really don't.
so
I don't
far,
understand. You know what? United States, they've always been pussies, but I won't even say pussies because pussy's tough. Takes a pound and keeps going. But he
pushes your
they're just
baby going in some cases. But
yeah,
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, take a stretch it. But it, I just
Okay.
don't understand it. All these hardcore people, and
Yeah.
they're just fucking you right in front of your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, I mean, no
And
lube.
you,
Good too.
no lube, no nothing. And you still kind of look because you don't know who's doing it.
Right. You still gotta look back.
Back, who's that? Damn, somebody else done slipped it to you.
Yeah, so he has so far pumped 22 million into his Friends of Ron DeSantis political committee, which of course are the ones supporting this PAC, which he's funneling money into. So they're handsomely supporting his bid to be the next president of these United States. However, it's not looking so good for him in these recent polls, but you know you up one day, down the next. So who knows? And we still have plenty of time, people, before people start, immediately saying that this person's the front runner, this person's the front runner. Donald Trump's only the front runner because he's in the news for everything, one. And two, he makes sure he gets in the news. He doesn't care if it's good, bad, or whatever. He will make sure that he gets in the news to put himself out there. So we'll see how that goes. But moving right along to some honorable news, somewhat, because I don't know, sometimes I'll be feeling like he throws stuff out here just to be like, look what I'm doing, for my fellow African Americans, Black folks, because it just be so like, why this come out now? You still ain't done, you still haven't done the student loans, you still haven't done other stuff, but then when people start talking about, when the raw gets really big about changing and somebody else running other than himself for the Democratic ticket to be president, then he throws something out there to kind of get people to be like, oh, look what he's doing. So due to Emmett Till's birthday coming up, fastly approaching, the Biden administration has established a national monument to honor Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till, who, after his heinous murder, was a strong advocate for justice for his son and many others during that time and far after. Definitely something to check out. Nice article. I think they're talking about 2 states, three sites.
Three sites.
Yeah, 3 sites in 2 states having these monuments to honor the short life of Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till, who was a strong advocate for justice for her son after his.
Don't fall for the okie doke.
Yeah, that's why I said, it was like, that's nice. Okay, next story, moving right along. Because I just feel like granted, this is a great step somewhere, but you still haven't, the Anti-Lynching Act, yeah, still waiting on that. We're still waiting on other things that are just so...
A lot of things, Joe. A lot of things, okay?
A statue is nice, but a statue ain't gonna It's not paying the bills.
I bet you we get another holiday.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
To celebrate
We're gonna get another holiday. It's gonna be called the 40 day.
Yeah. Crazy. Speaking of holidays, Texas. Texas lawmakers have introduced a bill that would block funding for state and local governments that implement reparations. So, in other words, you know how California was talking about being one of the first states to usher in reparations for the people of that area. Other states started talking around that kind of conversation. Well, Texas has put its foot down, and of course, the GOP lawmakers in Texas have introduced a bill that would block any funding for any state, local, small county. If they even thought about talking about reparations, they wouldn't receive any state funding from the state government at all. I'm just like, what is the reason for going so hard for this when everybody else has received funds for everything, whether they were good or bad or indifferent? You had people who fought in the Civil War to keep slavery. They still got paid, even though they lost. They still got paid for losing their slaves, for any damage that was caused to their plantations. They still got money. So even if we sit there and talk about heritage and it was my family, you still had something to then go from generation to generation to generation with. You have people who came out of slavery and made something out of nothing. And then you had tons of history where white folks who got jealous was just like, oh, you mean they got a whole town to themselves, the post office or this or that? How they have that and we don't, how they have more than we do? Let's burn this down. I mean, just that simple, and nothing be done. Whole towns just wiped away. And you mean to tell me we're just supposed to be like, oh, that was just a stain in U.S. history, moving right along. Look how far we've come. We had a black president.
That's gonna be it.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. That's what we hang our hat on to be like, oh, well, we had a black president. Like, I'm just not. I'm not getting it. I'm not buying it. And I get it. Again, like I say all the time, I don't care who you vote for. That's not my thing. Like, you can be a conservative all day long. Cool. But when I'm looking at stuff like this, it's just like, how can I follow a party that really does not believe in me? That really just says, you know what, to me, gives me the finger, even though I may agree with a lot of the fiscal ideas of the party. I just can't. I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe it's just me, but it's really crazy. But definitely take a look at this article. It's the bill, article number 4221, which would prohibit federal government providing federal assistance or financial assistance to the state and local government if they participate in any reparations. Your thoughts?
Now, if you've noticed, this seems to be the new game plan with any of these any of these states doing anything from the abortion rights thing. They'll go after each other.
Yeah,
that seems to be the new thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they put it out there almost like for you to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? It's like, let's test the waters. If Florida doesn't do it, Texas will do it, and then the next person will pick it up, and then county in Pennsylvania go, yeah, let's do that. And you have little pockets starting, hey, let's do that. Let's have this talk. No, why should they have that? They already have this. What's the purpose of it? What do we need did you need a purpose? Did you need a purpose? Holocaust survivors are still getting paid right now, today, right now. From World War II and whomever, whatever else. that
Yeah.
they feel burdened and hurt by.
From the Germans, and they got money from the United States.
And
I
still
was still trying to figure out why you get money from the United States. Okay.
why?
Why?
No reason. No reason. It's just it really just it burns me. It really does burn me up. Like, and I don't even want to have a discussion about it anymore because you've had the discussion since what the late '60s, early '70s when they used to have those whole kind of conventions, and you had the Coretta Scott Kings and the Shabazz and the whole kind of big hitters of the civil rights movement really having those in-depth discussions about reparations and what to do and where we're going and all that to do what? We're back here at square one with nothing.
Yeah, Lynn was saying that does the language say all reparations or reparations for Black people? Well, we know what it means.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's the thing. And I don't know. It says their whole premise of it that American taxpayers shouldn't be forced to pay for radical race-based reparations. I just what do you say to that? Like, what do you say to that when slavery itself not only was a very traumatic situation that happened for years, it has resulted into trauma that people still have to this day. I mean, we prize people like Nick Cannon for doing his, just having a baby here, having a baby there, or these rappers having multiple baby mamas and, all this kind of thing. Like, it's a thing, even in our neighborhoods where it's like the one or the couple guys that have multiple children, like it's a thing. But that's a breeding kind of situation. That was something that
they don't do that shit around here no more. These motherfuckers can't afford it. They getting all that money.
The prize breeder would be honored in the group of the slaves. Whoever could have the most children to kind of work the land. It's just real sad. And then too, now they're like, okay, you want to go around and have these babies? Okay, now we're gonna not only make it harder for you to even live to support them, even if you don't live with the mother. So then it's like, all right, cool. If we slap child support on you, then we're going to take majority of your check. And then if you're behind, we're taking your license. We're stopping this. So you can't get to work. You can't do this. You can't do that. So it's like, well, what do you expect people to do? I don't know. I'm just like, at this point, do you want me to go back? It's almost like, are you trying to reverse it without just saying like, no. Yeah, I just think equal job skills. Yeah, that they did, but to what degree? That's what they would say, that they learn critical job skills. I guess. I guess. And then for them to learn those critical job skills, create towns of their own, for then, like I said before, somebody to be extremely jealous of, why do they have this? They don't deserve to have that. And burn it down. Totally destroy it. Like Tulsa. And you have 3 survivors over 100 and something years old. And you mean to tell me you can't, because there's no physical evidence of trauma that they may have endured? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. But we can still pull up people that allegedly Bill Cosby has dropped the Spanish fly in their drink and drag his old ass into court, because you can still see the trauma that they have experienced, right? Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. but I don't know. But anyway, moving right along. Any thoughts on that?
It's a hot ass mess. It's a hot ass mess.
I know you was being sarcastic.
Yeah, that was laughing at that. They said I propose a solution, but you gonna pray instead.
No, that ain't. Oh yeah, that other thing with the Rachel Maddow, that wouldn't populate for me. I knew it was something. Oh yeah, and speaking of money, because Joe Biden loves to give money away. So the Biden administration has been able, and I don't know how he did it. Maybe it was some taco sharing or some Coronas being passed around with the cocaine from the cartel that was dropped in the White House. But Joe Biden was able to get the Mexican president, the president of Mexico, to donate $1.5 billion to the border and border patrol and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if this was just a slap in the face because, of course, Darnell always talked about how he would get Mexico to pay for the wall and pay for this and pay for that. And Mexico's president at the time flat out told him, kiss my ass, I'm not paying for shit. That now the Mexican president has decided to donate $1.5 billion to Border Patrol, securing the fence and other things. Because it's not a wall. I mean, it's a fence. And speaking of walls and fences, Governor Hot Wheels is the most inhumane public official known to man. And he personally should be put up on war crimes. And if the United Nations does not issue criminal charges on that governor, I don't know what to tell you, because that shit is crazy. If you don't know, he has put for the waters that connect Mexico to Texas, that a lot of the migrants cross over. They have put these plastic barbed wire things,
they're buoys
type of things in the water, which basically, if you get caught up in them, because they kind of make you pull you out into the area, that you wind up drowning.
Yes, they're barbed wired on the top, but they also run 1 to 2 feet underneath that you cannot swim underneath.
Yeah,
and it's just like a solid wall in the water. But it's also changing the flow of the water too, because it's like I don't know how many miles worth of it, about 1,000 miles worth of these buoys.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Hey, Pastor Nate, how you doing? Good evening, everybody coming into the chat.
Hey. Yeah, so I mean, just real quick.
Yeah, but not only that, the memo that a lot of the patrol officers received, kicking kids back into the water, pushing kids back into the water, that type of thing. Yeah. Yeah, it just wants to kill them. That's all.
Yeah.
But roll his ass down the gangplank.
Down an embankment. Like, good luck.
See how long you can tread water.
Right. Just absolutely crazy. I just think that's, like, I get it. You may not want to, and that's the crazy thing when I think of Republican stance on immigration and border control. But it's funny when you look into their households and their housekeepers or their nannies or anything, their gardeners or anything like that, you will find someone who has crossed the border. So it's just like, I'm okay. Find it really just difficult to hear you and really take you seriously when your practices of your employers are always undocumented. Even Darnell himself, as he was approaching his presidency, he had to kick some people to the can because they were undocumented. And it's just like, But what's wrong with y'all? Y'all talk this good thing about America first and all this other stuff of having this pride in this fictitious experiment, yet you people are the same ones always promoting illegal immigration as long as it's, aiding you and paying less for your workers and paying less for your, people that work for you, your maids, your whatever, your domestic servants. You don't mind paying them dirt cheap. You just don't want them here. So I don't know.
Well, shit, he can send them right over to Florida. You got crops rotting in the fields. They just scared everybody else away.
But they don't have nobody else working there because he threatened them with deportation. And now nobody wants to show up to work. So
they gone. No, they gone. I don't know where they went, but they gone.
Right. No, they still there. They just hiding in the house. They just not leaving. They don't want to get stopped. They don't want to
They are gone. That and the fact it's too hot. Now, can you imagine those people, a lot of those people who had contracted to have homes built, all that material that has just been sitting out there and getting wet, and then the heat and all the rain and everything, and you got I tell you, but he is committing crimes when you do not allow refugees to seek asylum. And once they get here, but if you're purposely doing something like that, it's like shooting them at the fence.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. A lot of the governors are kind of, in theory, presidents of their own little nations, but the reality is you're not.
Yeah, they're all little dictators now. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
But they don't follow the stories that normally happen in other countries where dictators get
That's really what happened.
Yeah, and their whole families. See, they will wipe out your whole family,
everybody out.
And until we have that, they will continue to run them up. All you need is one good ass whipping. You know how it is? You had that one good ass whipping, that's the best sleep you ever had.
You start thinking about life, but
it puts everything into perspective.
Yeah, I just think that this
let them work remotely.
That would be crazy, but I don't know what to do. But it definitely it needs to change, and that governor in particular. Granted, Ron DeSantis ain't much better, but Governor Hot Wheels, that's a piece of work.
But migration has been down for years,
right? Because
of all the foolishness that has been going on. Because I know in my area we have a big influx, especially like down near the harbor. But you do not, and this is how you could tell that a lot of them were leaving. You saw white people and black people now doing all the yard work
and things
and everything. At one time, it was strictly, South American. Strictly, nobody spoke English. Nobody. Right. Now, you see Leroy,
Tyrone,
and Tyrone, Tom, and Bob out there. And Bob don't need to be out there. Bob, 65 years old. He don't need to be out there in that heat. And that's you don't see him. Yeah, burnt to a crisp.
Bob looked like a straight up lobster.
Yeah. Yes. Please use your sunscreen. Yes, we do burn too, but not like that, because this shit is intense. But you don't. A lot of them just left. They returned. They figured it's not worth it. I guess they figured they were going to wait out, get their if they don't have the green cards, whatever they needed to do, but. When Trump came into office and all that other foolishness, I just said, "Fuck this shit! I'll go back home and deal with the cartel."
Yeah,
that's bad. That's bad.
But I don't know. Well, we'll see about that. We'll keep our eyes and ears open in regards to that. Some interesting news that I learned about. Definitely a good podcast to listen to. The Rio has a daily podcast. It is hosted by Michael Harriot. He talks about the meaning of the first And I was just like, interesting. What's this about? It talks about the church and its relation to Black people, and how the first kind of meant white in many cases. And I was, it didn't dawn on me because I, church all my life. So I've seen the first missionary Baptist church, or the first Baptist church of this, or the first this or that. And I never even paid attention to it, never even knew that there was a larger meaning to a lot of the churches having first in front, or second. And second, church of whatever it would be a telltale sign to white people, and especially those Klan members, that it was a Black church. First always meaning that the members were white. And if they couldn't, once a lot of the KKK members and other radicals would burn down these churches and do terroristic acts to them, they changed it from second, whatever church it was, to then something different that wouldn't necessarily give the full dynamic of who all was in the church. It was a pretty good listen. I was very pleased. I learned a lot that I didn't even really think of. Anything you want to say in regards to?
Like I said, I never knew, because you would always hear just the first, but we're
Right.
a little, even though we're the Mason-Dixon line, I think that's something that you would see basically down south first and second type thing. But I was brought up in the Lutheran church, and I know that was German, so we went to church by proximity. We didn't care who you are. You'd be apostolic. You might even be a witness. No matter how, it's just the fact that it was close, and
in the neighborhood.
And my mother and father didn't have to get up and take you. You would walk around the corner. Go to that church around the corner. You walk in there, and it's like lily white. And they weren't jamming. They didn't do gospel. They did hymns. So.
They did hymns, right.
Yeah, that's not it. Where Mahalia at? She don't come here, do she?
No,
y'all don't get the spirit. Y'all get the spirit?
No, they don't get the spirit unless it comes in strudel or something. Something kind of crazy. I think that was it. I think that
Lynn said they have First Baptist Church where she is.
Yeah, there's a First Baptist Church where I am. Actually, I was a member of it. And,
was it white?
No.
Was it a lot of white people or mixed congregation?
No, it was actually all Black.
Oh.
But then that made me. That's why I was just like, I've never. Usually, if I seen first something, it was usually Black. I never even knew that there was a history behind first, whatever in the church's name, and there was a second. And usually, the first always meant that it was a white congregation, a white church, and the second would mean that it was a Black church. And then, of course, like I said, once the white terrorists run rampant and burning down churches and doing things like that, they switched it so they could protect themselves from being harassed by the white terrorists who act like they don't exist.
Okay. Did they jam at your church? Or they singing hymns? Oh, okay.
They jam. Well, I mean, I'm Baptist, so there's different types of jamming. So you get the.
If I ain't get the sweats and the shakes, there's no point of me going.
Even being in New York and being
I go to get the spirit.
There is a difference from like going to my grandmother's church that I grew up in, of course, and then great.
Did they have greens and chicken?
Pentecostal.
They feed you. Okay, so we weren't eating. I will not eat nobody's potato salad at my church.
But my grandmother, she worked. She worked in the kitchen, so we always knew, it'd be like, no, so and so made this, don't eat that, So we always.
Oh yeah, yes. Hey Shay, how you doing?
But we didn't play that. Like my mom didn't play that either. She was very picky.
Who made that?
Yeah, who made that? So it was kind of like grandma would always give us the rundown, like eat this, eat that, or she'll make the plate and just be like, here. Because we play that, but yeah. No, but those were the good old days. In
You say
church parties,
Baptist church. Lynn was saying that's Kojic jam. I
yeah,
think Kojic is
Kojic and
strange.
Pentecostal, they jam. They like it's if you wanted like dancing and you want to do all that.
I want
Pentecostal,
to
yeah,
feel the Holy Spirit.
Pentecostal and all that. That's where you go. If you want to like semi jam a little bit, but
I
kind
don't.
of get the word. Baptist is probably where you're gonna go because you're not gonna really. Everybody's gonna be shouting and hollering so much. You're not going to.
Mhm.
You be like, "Where's the sermon?" Because every time somebody says something, somebody else is jumping, hollering, spinning around, and you're just like, "Okay, well, we're just gonna enjoy this vibe."
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
I
that's
would,
why you got dressed up because you're too young to go party Saturday night and
that,
be a
that
hoe. So you come to church. I come to church. I get a meal. I get a show. I get the feeling. I mean, I'm the type of person if the music don't move me,
yeah,
invoke emotion, it's like,
uh-huh.
you know what? Maybe this was a light day. Maybe catch
Yeah,
them on a holiday or something. When
yeah.
when are you having guests and who are they?
No, I mean sometimes it would be that way, but for the most part, yeah, we would make church just hanging out. We'd be up in the balcony just
Mhm.
eating snacks that we were supposed to use for Sunday school. Then went down to the corner store and then came back up in the church just chomping
Uh,
away.
uh,
Uh,
oh
getting
no,
ready.
you find that nice old lady that always got that purse full of candy. Yes, what you got? You got some mints?
That
Yep.
was my grandmother with that, and I just be like, "Oh, grandma, this is just like perfume. Like, get rid of it." And her famous thing is, "Candy don't spoil. This don't spoil." No,
Oh, if it was that ribbon candy, that shit is ancient.
get rid
How
of it.
long has this been here? That was before they put expiration dates on the cans and stuff.
Yeah,
How long has this stuff been in? This is Christmas candy, Grandma.
yeah, right. It was like 2 Christmases ago. What the hell are you doing? But yeah, she was a pepper breaker. It was like, why are you giving me this little piece of peppermint? What is this supposed to do? You didn't give me the whole thing. Like, I don't need it. It was so annoying.
That's crazy. Yeah, Liz said the first time she went to Kojic church, it scared the hell out of her. They yelling and running. Yeah, because they
Yeah,
jumped up. They jumped up.
yeah,
I thought shit was about to pop off. I was like, let me
yeah, yeah.
get up out of here.
I was my one of my godfathers. He used to be the minister of music at my grandmother's church, and then he had his own church, which was Pentecostal. I was really young; I didn't know too much, and I was, following my mother, of course. And when he opened up his own church, my mother followed him, and they had a service one night, and I was up there because I would just just be messing around as a little kid, not knowing what the hell I'm doing, just sitting up there. And they were doing the whole putting the holy oil on everybody, and people just
Mhm.
falling out. And I wasn't really paying attention till my grandmother was up there and he, touched her and everything, and she fell out. I was like, what the hell? I was so traumatized.
They say grandmother went up there and acted a fool.
I said, what the hell is going on?
You embarrassing me, grandma. Get up.
Yeah. I was just like, is she gonna get up? What the hell happened? Is she dead? I was hollering. But yeah, so stuff like that was very just like wow. But yeah, it's different to grow up in a church atmosphere and not just be focused on one area. Like I have family members that were in the Jehovah's Witness faith, which was
Mhm.
always a great discussion when they came around.
Yes.
But, 'cause it was like,
Yes.
what kind of shit is this? But being
Not
respectful,
only do you get gypped on holidays, but they gonna
everything,
have you pimping the word
everything.
on Saturdays. They come out. They come out Sundays now.
Yeah, yeah, they do. They
I remember
do.
that used to be a thing. You wouldn't show up at somebody's house on
No,
this, or
honestly,
or after a certain time, but they go out and do their service
mission work. Yeah,
mission work. Yeah,
right.
but
So that
yeah,
was
yeah. Then they'll shun you and all the rest of that other shit. I was like, what the hell is this biblical? Oh, you kidding?
yeah. Like they really don't even. They're not even allowed to even socialize with their own family
Family member. Yes, that's the
who are not
crazy
of the
part.
faith. Yeah.
That is crazy. I mean, shit. Half of y'all were hoes before you came here.
You know what?
And then
No.
you gonna do the same thing. Somebody didn't do anything more than what you've done, but yet
Right.
you can't speak to them. You can't ever acknowledge their existence.
That's
I ain't
it.
never see. They just ain't had the right motherfucker up in there.
That's it.
All of you hoes, and I know some of you still hoeing.
Like I know some of you still
Still
hoeing.
hoeing.
That is all I have for the news for today. So now we're just gonna get into the stuff after this.
Hey, who said that? Who said that? Who said that? Who is this saying that? Who said that? Who said that?
I'll tell you who said it. Oh my gosh. So much stuff is going on. So much stuff has just happened. So we can talk about a few things. First, let's just talk about this whole womanhood thing. Just Hilarious was responding to a transgendered woman, I guess.
Yes. Yes, a trans woman.
In regards to her comments, saying that she's not like the gatekeeper, or women necessarily not the gatekeepers to menstrual cycles and things of that nature. Now, the whole concept or the whole premise of what was said, I did not hear, and everybody is just taking that clip and kind of running with it and saying whatever. So to me, without fully seeing the whole thing of what was said, I'm kind of like, I get that, having, I'm not a woman, so having a period and going through all that kind of stuff is a thing that only a woman can do, right? But I am also then very aware that there are some women who cannot have that due to some medical reasons or what have you. But does that make them any less of a woman? No, it does not make them any less a woman to me. So I don't know. I think we focus so much on the things that kind of matter but don't, when they are killing us anyway, and we're sitting up here fighting amongst each other of things like, oh, don't call me cis male or cis female. That's disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. You may not like it or be used to it because it's never been something that was in mainstream usage, but it is a scientific term meaning biological. So I
thought the first time when I heard somebody being referred to as cis,
yeah,
it was like, hey sis,
yeah,
you like it, you like your family, like auntie, that type of thing. And I was like, they were like, no,
it's CIS.
yes. And I was like, oh, well, goddamn, you got me again, English language,
right? Right. So, and this has sparked a whole kind of back and forth. T.S. Madison got involved in this. It is disrespectful. What's that?
Is it cis? Being referred to as cis?
Being referred to as cis is disrespectful? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I don't know. I mean,
okay. She says, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it from the terminology that it is used for. It is scientifically meant to represent a biological male, female. It's put in front of the word. So cisgendered, whatever. Now, I'm not sure if people confuse that with SIS, like cis, but I don't know, because I think we get caught up in the semantics of the wording.
You do not need a prefix. Okay. Good.
Why do you need to
This is
rename? Yeah,
this is what we need to hear.
right.
This is what we need to hear because we're looking at it as a general, and nobody's really disagreeing or going into any deep explanation on why they feel the way that they do about being called. I think it's just basically we just fucking everybody's tired of all these damn labels
Yeah, and I
every
think
time, and it's just too it's just too much. It's too much shit to remember, you know.
yeah, and I think that's the main crust of this all. It's like you've grown up with male, female, man, woman, and now it's like you have to make all of these kind of extra notations that people are like, well, shit, I don't want to have to do that. Why should I have to?
But I think it's what the way I see it is the fact that in our upbringing
right,
and in our Western
thinking,
in thinking and
indoctrination,
indoctrination, that it's only two,
right,
male, female,
right.
where in actual being we are a full spectrum.
We're all things, right, right, and in other religions and even in African cultures, we are all things. We're not just the one and the two. We are all things who that make up male and female energies, which is why shout out to Conscious last night. He had a live and they were discussing it, and I thought it was pretty interesting. One of the young ladies who was on the panel had basically broke it down just like that. There are male and female energies, and there are some women who just happen to display a more masculine energy. Does that make her a man? No, she just has more of a masculine,
just has a masculine energy.
And that's fine because we are made up of both. You can't have one without the other, kind of sort of argument. But I mean, I've heard some people say that they felt like they were being erased, and I'm just like, how can you be erased? Nobody's coming for what you have or the essence that makes you you. I don't think that in and of itself is the argument. I think overall the truth of it is mainly about respect and honoring and respecting people's differences and whatever they choose to be or however they choose to walk the earth, because it's not our responsibility to police we're not supposed to be policing and or judging folks for how they walk through this earth. It's not for us to do. It's for the creator to do all that. We're just supposed to be here. So when we get into spaces where we are judging for someone else's decision because it doesn't align with what we feel things should be, I think that's where we get into this area. But getting back to this whole kind of thing, I don't know. I mean, people was like, oh, she was defending women and who's going to stand up for women, who's going to defend women. And it's just like, there's so many attacks on so many levels to women. Yes, there are. But this one right now, I don't. I really don't. You getting attacked by white men you don't even see about your productive rights, right? The ability for you to utilize your body and those organs that you do have that make you the full essence of your woman or womanhood being stripped away from you as we speak. And I just don't, I feel like this is not an argument that we need to be having right now that is so, there's real things on the table. I don't know, but you can go ahead and
I thought we kind of straightened out the whole "Are you a woman? Aren't you a woman?" thing when you added trans.
Yeah,
That should have been enough to tell you what you're
right,
dealing with.
exactly.
How they if you need to identify as the person says trans, you knew
Trans, right? If they say
you knew that
trans woman,
this
trans
is what
man,
they are transition they have transitioned
and
or in the process of. And I
yeah,
figured that was already taken care of. Why do we keep? I think we keep circling back with the same old shit all the
yeah,
time
yeah.
because it's like, I mean, granted, everybody has their own basic understanding of what's going on.
Mhm.
Um, and who was I looking at? T. Daniels. That's not it. It's easy that I am a woman. Point blank.
Yeah.
Period. You know, at one point, I was asking the question because of the way that the English language is.
Mhm.
A feminine presenting person
Mhm.
who self identifies as a woman.
Okay.
Okay. See, I don't fucking screw my own self up. That's why you
Well,
need to be. That's why you need to be high when you're doing this shit. Where Melissa at? God damn, because that's the only way you can actually wrap your mind around
around it.
a
Yeah.
lot of this stuff. Now, I would say that a trans woman and a woman, they're women because they're
Right.
presenting the
They present
female,
the female,
the
the female.
feminine, the
Yeah.
female energy. But a trans woman is not female.
Mm.
Okay,
Right. Right. Right.
cause see, for
They're
me,
different. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
for me, I break everything down to the basic animal,
Right.
male, female, that type of thing. All these
Right.
other,
Right.
woman, girl,
Yeah.
they're just, to
Right.
me, they're identifiers
Yeah.
because you have girl as young child,
Right.
baby,
Baby,
girl,
girl, young
preteen,
woman.
adolescents. Those things. That's how my mind works because since we use subcategories, and that's all it
Mhm.
is. I think we just have too
Yeah.
many.
Yeah.
Here, with Western thinking, for example, the color red.
Hmm.
It's just red. Why do you have to have 500 different variations?
Right.
Cinnamon,
Yeah.
hot red,
Yeah.
crimson. It's just too much because it's just red.
Right.
I see it as red. It's just a various shade. It doesn't have to be labeled and named. And I think we run into that problem because you think we have to call, "Hey girl, how you doing? I need a." Oh, you run. Can you send something to me, FedEx? Because goddamn, I'm trying to explain this thinking of my shit. But you say you smoking up a girl. But but then another thing I've noticed too, I don't see this with trans men.
No, because men don't. Uh,
We
let's
take
see.
for me, I take your face value.
Yeah, and it's not a
You can still have breasts.
right.
And if you present yourself, my name is Tony,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, and this
Right.
is, we ain't even got to go there. There's that
Right.
understanding. All right, man,
Yeah.
you give me that handshake, that dab, you give me that hug, and that's like, oh, that's a nigga. All right, I know what that shit. I know what it's about, and it ain't even no more about that. And talk about more, excuse expression, ladies, talk about more ass, pussy, and everything else
Right.
than most
Yeah.
men. So I just take
Yeah.
it for
Yeah. I mean, they
for
go
who
out
you
and
are.
hang out and go, go
Hmm.
clubbing together and do and get girls together. So it's not a thing. I don't know if it has and not for you women in the chat, but overall in a lot of the scheme of things, I don't know if it has more to do with the sexuality aspect of it, like where a lot of them are able to go into spaces and kind of blend, so to speak, to where that may be part of the issue than just like the labeling part of it.
Hmm.
Because, like I said last night, a lot of people was like, oh, I feel like I'm being erased. How could you feel like you're being erased unless you feel like somebody's literally like taking your space, coming into your space and taking it? It's the only way you would feel erased. I can't see how you would feel erased. And again, I'm a man, so I don't know, but I just know how I identify. So someone coming in and saying, well, I identify as a man too. Okay, you identify as a man for you, but it doesn't change anything for me. And I don't feel any less than because you present yourself or call yourself who you are. I don't know. It's just a really in-depth conversation that, yes, needs to be had. And we do need to have more dialogues. But I just, I mean, to be so wrapped up in it, the way it was like going back and forth and having these big blowouts, it's like they're killing us regardless. They don't even care. They're not checking to see who has a skirt on with the penis underneath, or who has on pants with the vagina underneath, or anything of that nature. We're getting killed regardless of where we stand on that spectrum. And I think the more we do all this infighting amongst ourselves about that or who's quote unquote real and what to call whom. And again, for me, it's all about respect.
Yeah, and that's because I'm looking at Lynn Tees. I don't care what other people call themselves. Just want you to call me. I live and I let live. You know,
Right.
it's just basic respect.
Yeah.
So you just don't assume that everybody wants that blanket term. So you just say women.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody's ideology and thinking is different.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at it differently.
Right.
Now, I think with Just Hilarious, her approach is just so Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, I understood it, but she was okay to the point when she's like, fuck it, that's a street. That's
you.
But then that's an age related thing,
Yeah,
and
you can't beat us, and we make y'all.
and you
it's
make
like-
y'all and all of it. It's like, were we discussing menstrual cycles and who goes through what or whatever? And why would you put that type of energy into someone you don't know?
Yeah,
They weren't really addressing you.
they knew. Right.
And of course, we didn't hear the whole context of the story, so we don't even know what even led up to that point. Because of course, they give you just that clip. But she's just so, because she's done other things too. She's just she's from Baltimore. That's all.
Yeah.
She's from Baltimore, and so as soon as she popped off, like I was like, "Oh, there we go." I knew you couldn't, I knew you couldn't hold that shit straight for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, we sure will have more discussions, or there'll be definitely a lot more of those conversations had.
Yeah,
and I'll be here. Listen, so,
but like I said, just notice that you never hear this with the trans men.
No.
You just never do.
Nope, not at all.
You would, first of all, you would never know that they existed, but they exist, and they do use the bath. They use the men's bathroom, and we see them.
Yeah, right.
We see them. They don't. They may think we don't see them, but you give off clues.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you only 4 or 5, you know, 4 or 5, and you got a full-grown bed, something wrong. What's wrong? Oh, okay. And you use a stall.
Yeah, just
we see you. You know, but it's not that we come there to piss. So some of us come there, except for the white guys. They just come there. They want to see what they can see.
Right. Just coming to piss mostly.
Yeah.
And it's usually horrible, and they wait till nobody wants to stay, and you know, kind of lounge around to see what's going on. Not in the men's bathroom.
Yeah, or looking over because you know the men's urinals have those blinders on the side.
And now some of them don't even have the thing.
Don't even have that. No.
You just come and whip it out and pee. So
it's just the indentation in the wall and whatever, and they like this.
Right. No, thank you.
I said you should have known what was up when I had to take a foot stuff. 2 steps back. You should know what the game was.
Very creepy. Yeah,
It is creepy as shit. It's like I can't even fucking piss in peace.
Yeah.
I'm going to a stall. I'm going to a stall. And it's like I look at it, I see little feet dangling. It's like, damn, I'm a trans man just sitting there. Gotta pee.
That's crazy.
We just fucking around, y'all. Don't get upset.
Right. So moving past that, and if anybody has any thoughts that they want to share, you're welcome to share it. We'll read it, or if you send the email, we will definitely address it.
Lindsay said creepy, huh?
Yeah,
it is creepy. Just seeing little size 12. They know they don't wear no size 12. They stuff the toes with paper, just dangling off the toilet seat.
I'm not even going there. So, in other news, This Heat has done a live in regards to her and Ness No Mess's, I don't want to say relationship, rendezvous, whatever it was. She's basically, from the snippet that I did watch, because I was working and listening a little bit to what was said, she was saying that she did not say that Ness, smelled and all the other derogatory things.
Well, it's kind of hot.
It was
everybody kind of toasty right now. Makes
that
me
was said, but the problem with all that is it's already been said. It's already been put out there, so it's hard to like walk it back when you didn't walk it back to begin with. Like once it hit and people were saying that that's what it said, if you didn't come out right away and debunk it, then what was the point of saying it now, days later, that that's not what you said and you never said that? I just think a little too late for that. Do I wish them both the best? Yes. Do I think they should, go about it again? No, not so much. I really think when somebody shows you who they are,
you can't unring the bell.
Yeah, I think you can't. You can't.
What was that?
You can't unring that Taco Bell. Once it's done, that's it. Just go with it. And when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, and that's just it. You may not want to, because they may have shown you a side of them that you didn't see, and that kind of warmed your heart or made you feel away. But no, it's not. Some things you live and you learn, and you just you move on. You take your lesson from the experience and you move on. There don't have to be no hard feelings. It don't have to be anything kind of dragged out, but. Because all that was really unnecessary. Like, granted, I get it, the clicks and the views may have been the goal, but then the turnaround on the comeback, all that was just kind of screamed set up, and then now damage control days later. Well, why? Why now?
They leave your tacos.
Yeah, like why now? So and you could tell Ness was a little hurt by the situation, which I get. But it's like any other kind of thing. You get to know somebody, and if it don't work out, you just count your blessings and cut your losses and follow the yellow brick road and keep it moving, like Ms. Juan said. There's nothing else you can do, it is what it is. I just, like I had said to her before, that in being in the situation in the area that we're at, I just thought she was a little more mindful of keeping certain things kind of at bay, because you never know. You know what I'm saying? You don't know these people, and if you haven't built a relationship on that level with that person, especially meeting them for the first time physically, you want to make sure that, hey, it's not going to immediately turn once I leave you and be on YouTube. So, without knowing all that, you kind of keep it like, oh, this was cute, and keep it moving. But there was a lot of investment, and, I don't know, just feel bad. But moving right along from that, let's see what else was going on that I thought was a little newsworthy-ish.
She said micro-peen passer.
Michael Pastor is making too much of it. Oh, yeah. Well, he does that all the time. He does it all the time. That's another thing. Yeah, that too. Thank you for mentioning that, because that reminds me of. So he popped up on Ness's thing when this first broke and talk about. See, I told y'all there's no friends on YouTube. There's no friends on YouTube. There's no friends on YouTube. Let's be very clear, okay? One, I definitely don't agree with that mantra, because there are friends on YouTube. You just have to know how to be a friend to be a friend on YouTube. You do. You have to know how to be a friend on YouTube, because you personally, and it's not for everybody, but just for the people, if you know that everything, one, is not for YouTube. It's not for entertainment value. It's not for a click and a view. Some things, that it's not for that. Now, when you feel like everything is a click and a view, everything can be
monetized.
This is a business. When you think like that, no, you will not have any friends on YouTube, because the minute you think you have a friend, they will do something against you to ensure that they get that click and that view off of whatever it is that you may be going through. And that's not a friendship. That's a business situation. So yeah, but you have to know within yourself, am I going to be a friend with this person, or is this going to be a business relationship? And if that's the case, then so be it. It can be just that. It can be strictly business. But I think when you cross that line and start doing personal stuff and, having personal side conversations about YouTube stuff and personal stuff, then yeah, you start blending the two, and then you need to figure out, hey, then you're making the misstep. Because if you're going to keep it business, then just keep it business. Don't then get to know somebody's personal situations and personal life and then come to spill it all out on Mad Day. That's not a business relationship. That's not, there's no friends on YouTube. That is you being kind of very, I can't even think of the word, just kind of diabolical and really getting or trying to find as much dirt as you can, or as much kind of unknown stuff that you can, and then spilling it out on the person that may have looked at you as a friend.
It all boils down to respect.
Right.
Boils down to respect. That's all.
Yeah.
And you never respected them from the beginning.
Right.
Because like we said, it was just a click in the view, was just something to monetize.
That's it. And that's the truth of the matter. It's like you can sit here and go back and forth with, we used to be friends. No, you were never friends, because you never respected that person at all. And the truth of the matter is, you just need to come out and say, you know what, I didn't really respect these people.
No, because they were.
Go ahead.
Oh no, because they were just sitting and waiting for the day that they could cash in on it. That's all.
Right. Yeah, that's it. So to say, I told you there's no real friends on YouTube. No, you don't know how to be a real friend on YouTube. Now, I don't know what you're like in your personal life, so I can't say that you don't know how to be a real friend, but I definitely know that you don't know how to be a real friend on YouTube to anyone other than probably not even yourself, to be very honest. And the last thing that I strongly disagree with is when he mentioned that there's no friends on YouTube, he had nerve to bring like Castro up and his situation. He always likes to bring up other people and their situations on YouTube, or they're falling out on YouTube, instead of talking about his own relationship. Like, talk about
he didn't bring out his own.
That's what I'm saying. Talk about you and Mark. Talk about how you navigate YouTube in your relationship. But no, you never want to talk about that. You want to always talk about somebody else's relationship when you compare. There's no friends on YouTube. I'm telling you, there's no friends on YouTube. Like stop that. That is, it's so, it's so like nice, nasty. But I mean, he's churchy, so I get it. It's very churchy, nice, nasty. But it's ridiculous.
Is he coaching? Do the jam?
I don't know. He's probably clogged, is what he is. But it's really unfortunate. Like, first of all, Castro only have nothing to do with that. You were there to talk to Ness about what she was going through. And if you felt sorry that Ness was going through it, then that's all you had to say was, I feel sorry that you're going through this, this too shall pass, whatever you wanted to say. You could have even dropped the scripture, but no, you bust out with I tell you, there's no friends on YouTube. I always say there's no friends on YouTube. No, bitch, you can't be a friend because you don't know how. You really don't. You don't know how to be a friend. All you know is about what you always known is, I need that money. I need to make this. I need to make this, which says a lot about, a lot of things. Maybe you need to go sit on the couch. You have a lot of childhood traumas of not, being able to, have to get the no frills brand of food instead of the actual labeled brand that, other people would get. You got the ones with the white and the red, the little black writing on it with, no frills, no nothing. Instead of Frosted Flakes, you just got Frost. No flakes,
toast that instead of Pop-Tarts.
You just got stuff that you needed to have. So, you've always been on this thing of, when I get it, when I'm of age, I will always make sure that I never go without, that I always have. I mean, it speaks a lot in your life. You're a single person. You have this nice house, and I'm sure it's nice, but you're one person. You're one person. Who's looking at that and going, oh, that's a successful man? No one. No one at all. No one. Not at all.
Good evening to everyone coming into the chat. Hey, Rebel, how you doing? Hey, Tanari, baby.
You're blessed to have it, but you can lose it just the same. So it's like, it's not, it's whatever. But I didn't like that. I didn't like that not one bit. It's like, if you're going to be supportive or do that, then do that. Stop trying to walk around here trying to be right to prove people that there are no true friends on YouTube, because there are. People just know how to be a friend.
Mm-hmm.
That's the flat out. Just know how to be a friend. Other than that, what else was going on in the world of the YouTubes? Nothing really that I really paid attention to. Reed was really giving like the breakdown of the whole of a lot of stuff that I was just in the morning. It's really entertaining. You should definitely check out Reed, the Heart of Philadelphia. I know a lot of people have their issues with her, but when she breaking stuff down, if you're just listening, you really get a hoot and a holler about a lot of stuff. And then a lot of the stuff makes, like, it really comes together and makes sense if you just take some time and sit and ponder upon it. Like talking about the V. Lenore and Five Babe situation about being loyal, and when do you actually, when you're in a situation around people and doing certain things, when do you, and you break away from that, when do you, I guess, take accountability maybe for like being a part of the situation and kind of participating in a lot of it. And I think even with the V. Lenore situation, as a lot of people have said, that I think their disappointment in her deals with her not just saying, yeah, I participated in this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that it was right, but I did. And I think a lot of people may feel that she's not really owning that part of all that was going on. But, I don't know. I can just see from what I see, even in the situation with Five Babe, is like, girl, it can't be everybody that's bad, and you the one that you're the one that has been done wrong. You, at this point, you should be looking inward and trying to see what you've done or what you're doing. That none of these situations seem to be working out. If it is that you don't know how to be a true friend, especially to other females, then you need to recognize that within yourself, that you cannot be a true friend to females. That maybe you can be friends with males because you have more of that mentality, and that's fine. But this whole thing of, all these women have done this to you and you stand here steady and the Lord has guided you through and all these snakes, honey, there's no way you're around 6 and 7 snakes and you don't know none of them. That may be because you might be the snake.
I was going to say, what kind of snake? A snake knows a snake.
Yeah, just maybe.
What kind of snake are you?
You might be the snake. And, I'm not, neither here nor there. I don't have a dog in the fight or a gun for that matter, but it's just on the outside looking in, it just looks very crazy. Because this is not the first one. This is not the second one. This ain't even the third one. We talking about this is like the 5th or 6th person that happened to a female that you have kind of grown a close circle with it to a degree, and this happens. So I mean,
you're on a pattern.
Yeah, I mean a pattern. Definitely a pattern. Yeah, and to piggyback real quick off of the whole Ness and what you call the situation, I did watch a little bit of Pettyville because, of course, when I'll be working, I just be clicking whoever's live. I'm listening. I don't always drop down, but I'm listening. And I did notice that they were playing this heat, that little back private conversation that they had where they was asking her questions about her relationship with Ness and that whole meetup, which off jump, I already think that was a whole setup to begin with. Ness may not have known, but I think that was the goal, to get Ness to trust her, and then for them to go out, and then, for all this to happen, and then bam, for the comeback, they were going to do the interview and kind of expose whatever it was, which my personal theory. So anyway, what's her face? Jay Dunn was up there, and she's all like, oh, Ness this and Ness that, and oh, look, it's funny, Ness this and Ness that. And I'm just like, well, being that the same situation has happened to you, to where in which you was involved with somebody, dating somebody, talking to somebody, shared private moments and situations with somebody that we didn't know anything about, and then when it went left for you and all of your stuff got exposed about you doing stuff intimately with certain people, or you trading for, just the whole, I was just a bit taken back. Like, granted, this may be the beef sector, right? I get it. But like, really though, it happened to you. Like, have some kind of like, you know what? I may not like her. We may not even be cool, but I didn't like it when it was done to me. I didn't like it when people was calling me bloody this and doing all that and saying all kinds of craziness. Yeah, because the rumor is allegedly, there was a red light special going on.
I believe you.
I just don't. But I'm just saying, even with that said, it's like that happened to you, and for you to then.
Melissa said facts.
It happened to you.
Facts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It happened to you. You were that person. You were Ness. And they talked about it and dragged it on, interviewed the girl. The girl interviewed 3 and 4 and 5 times, and she, no, I didn't do it. Yeah,
Ain't nobody had no dark towel.
Over explaining, under explaining, doing all this, and for you to come out and it happens to somebody else, and you feel like, oh, well, this is my time to then, exploit this situation and go back and forth. It's like, yo, did you learn anything from your situation? You didn't learn anything from it.
The calendar. Make sure you pay attention to that calendar.
Somebody.
Especially when you're ready to get frisky.
I mean, like, it's just crazy. But that was my thoughts on that. That was my thoughts. And I don't want nobody to get mad. It's just really my thoughts. Like everybody gives theirs, I just give mine. And it is what it is. And we could agree to disagree, but I just really felt like, you may not like Ness and Ness may not like you, but at this moment, you should really be feeling exactly what she feels right now. You should really know what that is and how that feels when you have trusted someone to think, okay, maybe this may go somewhere, and you've shared private stuff with them and you've just been around them privately, and everything comes out and exposed, and you kind of feel very vulnerable because even the people that you trusted on here to kind of that you go back and forth with in a camaraderie type of situation have then taken the person that you were involved with, interviewed, got those intimate details, and was sitting there, and then what? And then what? And she did what? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And you felt like, oh, I can't believe it. You going through all these hoops to kind of defend yourself and prove that you were not this person. So I don't know. I just felt like that was real messed up. Real messed up. But what do I know?
Yeah, I think it's a troll.
Somebody said, "Do we have a troll?" Yeah, I mean, I guess. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, and that was that on that I had on that. But if anybody wants to share their thoughts, and you don't have to show your face, just be respectful, please. I'll drop the link. If you don't, that's fine. I will talk about whatever else. What else while I'm waiting for that? They cloned Tyrone. I did see that. I enjoyed it. It was a lot, though. It was a lot. I did have to watch it like twice because I think the first time I was watching, but I wasn't watching. Like I'm multitasking a lot of times when I'm watching stuff, so I always take a second watch. So then that way I am completely focused and not this one's answering, this one's in it, and I'm just like,
I told you to watch it. I told you. You're like, huh? Who was it?
Yeah.
You're like, it's on Netflix. It comes out Friday.
I was like, what? Tyrone, I really thought it was a game, and then when we got off, and then I cut on the Netflix, I saw the preview of cloning Tyrone. I was like, oh, it was a real thing, because I really was like, oh,
He just thought I was just all over the place.
Yeah, I really was.
He's having a senior moment. No, I take my Centrum set. unlike Joe Biden, right? Yes, it's very good.
Hey, Tanari. Hey, what's going on, girl? How are you?
Hey, how you doing, baby?
Hey, my love. I love both of you guys.
Oh, we love you too.
Oh my gosh, my boo-boo cut his hair off. I don't know how to feel about it, but I love it all in the same. Golly.
You on mute?
No, I'm not on mute.
No, he's on mute.
I was on mute. No, I said I know I cut it off, but I'll grow it back some point eventually.
Yeah, you will.
So how have you been? How are you feeling?
I'm trying to. You know what? This has been a tough month for me, but I'm gonna push through. It's my mom's birthday this month, but it hasn't been a year yet, so I'm gonna get through it. Like I'm gonna get through it, but I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna swing and bang like everybody else gonna swing and bang.
Right.
Because that's what she wanted.
Right.
But I'm just, I can't deal with the dreads, not the ponytail right now. I've been dealing with this for like 2 weeks now. Like this is just too much.
When you saw the thumbnail and his locks were gone, did you scream?
Wait, no. What did I say, Kat?
What did you say?
Tell me what I said.
What did you say? Because you said something to me on Instagram first.
I did. I said, "Oh my God, I'm finna kill you."
Yeah. Yeah. You said, "Oh my God, I'm finna kill you." I said,
"I'm finna kill you."
What I do? Then I start laughing
Then he started laughing because he thought about it. But I was like, husband did not concentrate on me to cut the dress. But you know what? I just had to let it go and let it be.
Lindsay
says she's still in shock.
It's okay.
No, because he knew for a fact when I seen it. I said that on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I said it on TikTok. And I was like, ooh, yeah, I'm I'm coming to. I'm finna come and I'm finna kill you.
At first, I didn't know what. I thought I did something. I was like, "What I do?" Then I was like, "Oh,
He did. He realized what he had to get.
yeah, I thought
That's
I
the
did."
thing, Nate. He was like, "What I do? I ain't take on no new wife. I
All
ain't
right, I was
doing
like, "I
no
didn't say
wrong."
nothing to nobody. I didn't do nothing." I thought she thought I did something. I was like, "Oh," but yeah,
He
no,
did.
it's gone. It's chopped.
It's gone. Oh my God, I just don't know what to do with my life right now. But him still handsome, so I can't even say nothing about it.
Yeah,
Look at that. You just disrupting. He just disrupted everything.
yeah.
Child, he threw off my balance because you gotta
I
figure
told you I
out.
felt the shift in the force. I was like,
That's what it said.
what the fuck is that?
I did. So he had a
Hey,
picture of
Auntie
him,
Donna.
right? He had a picture, and I was like, "Oh, that's just that AI thing that
Right.
they doing." And
Oh
then,
yeah,
That's what
yeah.
people thought too. Yeah.
and then when I had seen it on Instagram, I was like, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah. No, it was the same thing because I went to a function that night. It was called Sticks and Brims, where hats and cigars, and people had thought that it was just an AI
Oh, hold
type of
on, y'all.
situation. So people just thought it was an AI situation, and nobody really said anything. I took the hat off and everything, and people were just like still talking to me all regular. We got
Get
outside,
out of here.
and they were like, "Oh wait, no, you really cut it." I'm like, "Yeah." It was like, "Wow." Like I thought it was a one of those little AI things. I didn't think it was real, but yep, no, it's real. It is real. Yeah, but it's all good. Hey, Auntie Donna, welcome. Always a pleasure to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. But yep, that's really all I had. So, we were talking about Tyrone.
Yes, you must see it. Very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Highly
Yeah,
recommended.
yes. And it talks about a lot of stuff that we've talked about even on here, from uh, your diet and what you eat. I don't want to give too much away, but it definitely talks about a lot of situations that plague.
Give it
Our
all
community.
away. You should have seen it. It came out last week. It's no excuse. We're
Well,
spoiling everything. That was a
I
good
love
ass.
it.
That was a good ass show.
it
I
was.
have a skinny chair. Don't give nothing away, Nate.
You know what? You would get a lot of the stuff.
Yeah,
Like I was telling him, I said a lot of the young people didn't get a lot of things because they haven't lived in the 70s, 80s, 90s,
I
and
agree.
whatever.
Now,
You know, a lot of it.
that I agree with. I agree.
So a lot of it they
Okay.
won't get.
right.
But I picked it up right away,
Mhm.
and I found it hilarious.
Yeah, it
and
was.
especially the ending. I like
Okay.
Yeah,
especially the ending.
yeah, that was
Okay.
So,
crazy. That was crazy.
but it
But
is definitely a must see. I do recommend it.
yes, definitely.
Okay. Gotcha.
I give it 540s.
Oh, okay. 540.
I give
No,
it 540. It's one of those types of movies. It reminiscent of the black exploitation in the very beginning,
Hmm.
but it expands out. It's very good. Like I
Yeah.
said,
okay.
I give it 540s. So.
You give it five
Mm.
forties. Okay.
Mhm.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was definitely a good watch, though. I was impressed because I was like, Conan Tyrone, what the hell is this about? But it was good. It was good. It really was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The characters were good. I think the protagonist was from the Star Wars series and some other
Hmm.
movies he was in.
Well,
Um,
oh, well, you said Star Wars now. Now you know that's my thing right there.
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's in that. One of the characters is from uh, what's that? The story with the pink, the stripper thing, P Valley from the
Oh, okay.
Oh,
P.
pizza. Okay. Okay.
It's from the P Valley series, and there was a few others in there. Jamie Foxx, of course, was in it. It was pretty good.
Okay.
It was
So
really
does
good.
So that's something that I actually need to go ahead and watch.
Yeah, definitely watch it. I would
Okay.
definitely, I would definitely watch it. Ooh,
Gotcha.
okay, I've heard enough.
I got you.
I've
No
been
problem.
Yeah,
okay,
but it was really good. And pay attention to the subtle things.
right.
Okay.
You'll pick up on a lot of that stuff, a whole lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was a good.
Okay.
But we'll give you a week to watch it.
No, I'll watch. Actually, I'll watch it tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
by the time we'll come back and we'll discuss it. Uh, for those of you who've seen it, we'll go over it again and discuss it. Uh, just so we can have something to talk about and engage about. Because there's a lot of topics in there that kind of touched on everything. I mean, it touched on everything from church to food
Mhm.
to our,
Nothing but facts,
yeah,
facts, facts, and facts all day.
the
See,
places we go
you
eat,
know
the
what,
places
Nate?
we congregate.
I feel like you in combing this new haircut more than anybody else right now. Do I gotta fight you too? Do I have to fight you too?
No, don't smack me around.
I'm just asking because I
He didn't
need
know
to
nothing
know.
about it. He didn't know
No,
nothing.
I didn't. No, I didn't know
Oh,
anything.
okay, Nate, you
And like
good
I said,
then.
when I found out when he posted it on Instagram,
Right.
and
Sure.
I had to look because sometimes they'll show old photos and things like
Yeah.
that. They'll just pop up,
Right.
and I was like, no, this looks recent.
Right.
No,
Yeah.
that was very recent. And then I have seen it, and then at first I was like, I ain't gonna pay this no attention because this one of them AI babies. And I don't know
Hmm.
who he done
Yeah,
had
because that's all
some
you've been
AI
hearing about for
babies.
the past couple of
Right.
months.
Yeah, that's all
And I
people have been doing. Yeah.
I said, I don't know who he done had an
That and
AI baby
all these filters
because
playing with those TikTok filters and things like
Right.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
right, because I was like, that AI baby don't look nothing like me. So I felt some type of way.
Not the AI baby. The people
I
holding
felt
their
some
AI
type of way.
babies.
I had
Hmm.
felt some type of way. And I was like, that AI baby don't look nothing like me. What's
Mm-mm.
going on around here? And then
Awesome.
I had went to TikTok because I didn't say nothing at first for a reason. And
Hmm.
then I had seen it on the TikTok and I was like, oh, that ain't no AI baby. He said I didn't cut off my hair. And I was just like, I am on my way to Maryland. We about to fight because we need to talk
Hmm.
about this.
No, we didn't talk about this.
No,
Well,
because
We
I was gonna
cannot
get him.
talk
I was gonna
about
get
it.
him S curl and
no.
some soul glow. I was gonna get him
He
an S
got
curl
some
and a
soul
soul
glow.
glow.
You just wanted his soul to glow.
No.
He's gonna sit on back. I was like, ooh, you gonna get a Jerry curl.
No.
They help you grow your hair.
You know what?
No, thank
But you know what? You'd probably burst into flames because as hot as it is, you walk out there in that sun, your ass will be
you.
incinerated.
So like
but
Michael
but
Jackson
see,
on that
but
Pepsi commercial, just all
Hmm. You
Nate,
be
this
you
is
be
something.
patting.
Wait a minute, Nate. See,
Uh
did nobody know? And I ain't even tell. I ain't take no picture. I ain't tell Cap. I ain't do nothing else. I had cut 12 inches off my hair. You know for a fact, my hair used to hang down my back.
huh.
And right now, it's a little bit past my shoulder. So that's why I was like, I'm going to
okay.
feel you. But then I couldn't say nothing because I didn't
You
tell
cut
him
your
what I
own.
had done.
What
Yeah.
do you?
Look at you. Look at you. Pot calling kettle. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on, Rebel?
Hey,
Hey
rebel.
guys, hey Tenori,
Hey,
baby.
Rebel.
Hey, I listen, Cap. I thought your hair was just pulled back in a little cute ponytail. I didn't realize it was cut because I glanced at you and I couldn't see it. But then when Nate was saying that the hair was cut, I was like, wait, let me gaze up on him because I was listening while I was in the shower. But
Yeah, he cut all that hair off, Rebel. Ain't nothing to pull.
Baby, okay. They say a man's hair is his crown and glory. I had an ex that
Rebel.
cut his hair, but he became a straight bottom after that. So
But wait,
I
Rebel,
My
Rebel.
sound is still on. Thank
But
you.
wait, Rebel.
It's still
I
on.
can't even be Rebel. I was just telling Nate, Rebel. I can't even be mad at Cap because Cap didn't even know that I had cut. Cap know
Mhm.
how long my hair was, and I had cut like 10 inches off, and I didn't say nothing to nobody about
Yeah.
cutting that 10 inches off my hair. But I told him I was gonna kill him.
Pot calling kettle. Mhm.
Black.
no. Do you feel like there's a? Do you feel kind of? Was it cathartic for you to do that, Cap?
It's like I told them before. I had a dream months ago that I had did it. I was in the bathroom and I just cut it. So I felt sad when I did it, but then I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna do it right now. But I guess that was just my body was like letting me know that it's
It's because it's almost time.
and
I had dreads down to like the middle of my back at one time.
Yeah, I had them all the way
Yeah,
down.
but I had took those extensions out because they kind of made my scalp break out.
I thought they would been hiding your smooch. But
looking like Bo Derek and shit. No, that was my third time cutting them, I think. See, because they used to be like really long, like past my butt. Then I cut them because I didn't want them that long. And then I went to Mexico and I cut it again. And then I shaved the side. So then it was just like, okay, I'm just gonna cut it and just.
So what you gonna throw your little cute wave Nuvo on it or something? What you gonna do now?
No, Cap. No. So Rebel.
Water, nuts, and berries. I feel like
you say nuts and berries.
Rebel, listen to Rebel and they both listen to me. What's his name?
Captivating Christian.
No.
That ain't never going nowhere, okay?
Look, okay.
Even though some people say I'm not captivating, Lipstick Alley, but it's okay because I don't believe
that. You know, I've never been on Lipstick Alley ever.
It's kind of entertaining. It really is kind of entertaining.
You've been on Lipstick Alley. You've never been over there.
I've never been. I just don't choose to see.
There, though.
Yeah, you know what people told me, but I just didn't want to see people saying some shit, mess about me. So I was like, okay, I really don't be caring about that. Huh.
But it's just like what they do here. That's why I don't understand how people get so caught up in their feelings. Like they did it here. It's trolling. It's like they troll. They watch the same stuff
on the next level.
Yeah, and then they comment on the stuff that they're watching. So it's the same thing that they do here. That's why I was like,
but you think about it, Lipstick Alley, you got Lipstick Alley in your chat right now. And you don't even realize it. It's not me, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. I mean, I know a few people are over there, and I see their comments and things, and it's like a newsletter for me a little bit. I just watch it to be like, because it may be something that I missed, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even see that, or that's not the way I looked at that when I watched that live, but yeah.
I wanted to ask you guys. I missed part of the earlier show, and you guys were talking about. I saw in the comments you guys were talking about the cis thing, right? With Just Hilarious, and was that it?
Yes, sir.
I had a conversation with a coworker of mine, and she was like, she had seen it, and she was like, "Well, I just don't see why, everything is being taken away from us." And I was like, "Listen, I'm a gay man. You and I don't even play in the same pond for the most part. But I think that I understand where women are coming from, because I do get that a trans woman will never understand how it is to have a cycle or to carry a baby or, a lot of those things, just like a trans man. A trans man, I don't care how many, testosterone shots or whatever you get for your to build up muscle mass. A trans man will never be able to get in a ring and box with a natural born man.
So this is okay. So this is the conversation that I had earlier, and I was on a panel with them earlier, and we had a really good conversation about this. It was no fighting. It was none of that, beef after bullshit. right? And so
Okay.
my thing is that like with the no, you need the smaller one. It's over here.
Oh, I was about to say
Hold
you
on,
need
hold on.
to
That
I'm
is
sorry. I'm sorry.
You
Y'all niece, y'all, yeah, y'all nieces. She all in it right now. She doing the most right now. I'm trying to help her out. She cooking and I'm cooking because I said I was only fixing some burgers. And she was
Okay.
like, "Can we have some fries?" And I was like, "Girl, if you cook them, you can have them."
I know that's right.
And then she got her headset in. She got her headset in, and she stepping and everything else over here. I'm gonna knock her
Okay.
over in
No.
just a second. So my thing was okay. Now everybody know. Now everybody up here know
Hmm.
that I have no issue with the community at all.
Right.
Right.
Right? So then, okay, so now if we have the trans that is trying to take away women and call us non-males, correct? That's their thing. They trying to call us
Wait.
non-males.
But
We're calling what non-male in what way? What are they using to call you
They don't
non-male?
want to call us women or females anymore. They want to call us non-males. That's the new thing.
Oh,
is
because I
it?
hadn't heard
Oh, I
that.
hadn't heard that one.
Oh yeah, no, they are. Yeah, this is something that they are pushing for. So if the trans female, I mean, if the trans females want to be called trans women, what are we gonna call them if we're no longer women?
well, see,
Uh, don't.
no,
Mm-mm.
because my issue with even that is like I for some reason it's not computing with me. Well, one I have to
Is
always
or
realize.
or is it just one asshole? Is it just
Yeah,
one
yeah,
asshole that's
Okay.
saying that? Because that's
yeah.
what
That's
I'm serious
yeah.
because I hadn't heard,
Yeah,
and I'm
no, that's
and I listen to
I thought
all
you
of
guys had
things that
touched
goes
on
on.
this topic.
Yeah, no, but that I haven't heard
Yeah, that we hadn't heard.
at all.
No, they
It, it,
are. They want to say they want to take away calling us women, and
But
they want to call us non-men.
but see, even in that, when you say they want to take away from that, and my whole thing, even in listening to you say that, I think of who really has the power here in this to do that. That would be white LGBT
Okay.
Yeah.
people who would
Okay.
have the power to actually do that, right? So if we're already still going into a mindset of using that quote unquote privilege to then dictate how things are said and done and whatever, if they're looking to be called uh, whatever they choose to be called, non-women or whatever. They're gonna push this. They're gonna push this, and they will push it to whomever will listen to kind of build that backing of. Oh, I can't stand. We need to, because I mean, reality check. If you're a woman, you're a woman. That's
Right.
nothing. No one can take that from you. So that's why I keep coming back to the same thing of no one can take from you what is naturally yours,
And
regardless of what people can put on paper or exclude. That's like when back during the civil rights, it was like you weren't really considered a man.
Yeah.
How? How? You can't take that. Go ahead.
well, I was gonna add that I can understand like with a lot of black women who I've had conversations with, they feel as if okay, there are white women taking our place. They're taking black men from us. Now, trans women trying to come and take our place in certain other areas. So
Wait,
our
wait.
place is being eroded. Where do we have to stand? But the trans girls that I know are not trying to compete with
What?
biological women.
Wait, Rebel. And I'm finna say this because
Thank
I
you.
have no
Somebody.
issue with the trans community. I don't even have no issue with the white women because you gonna take whoever the black man gonna pick up regardless. I don't care what nobody say about that. It ain't because a woman is still a woman. Cause you gonna get ghetto and white, you gonna get ghetto and Mexican, Puerto Rican, overseas, whatever. You gonna get that woman.
Mm-hmm. But
my thing is when the black women are the trans community's biggest allies, why are you trying to take away from us being called a woman and call us non-male? That's my question.
Rebel.
Well, I don't see. Listen. I'd have to read that article to see it myself to understand, and what context that was used in, because I've never heard.
Oh, you never heard that?
No.
I never heard that.
I can't believe Kat ain't heard that.
No, and I haven't heard that, and I believe me, I'm all over the place with.
Yeah, me too. I've never heard non-male, but I mean, taking that out of it, a female is a non-male. You know what I'm saying? So I don't.
But no, we understand that. But why is it so wrong for us to be called a woman?
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong, but that's not the.
I'm just thinking it's somebody just excuse the expression, just fucking around,
Get people amped up.
just to get people amped up over, something that really doesn't, a situation that's not really existing to that point.
Right.
Because you always have somebody that's always going to keep stuff stirred up and add their little, 5 cents worth in it. But I have not heard that being called non-male type of thing. It's like, what's the point?
Right, because the issue is not being called a woman. That's not the issue. It's not that it's wrong to be called a woman. It's your right. It's what you were born. It's your given. It's your thing. It's what you were.
It is your designation. I mean, you're male, female, man, woman. It is a designation.
But you have a bill that's coming about that they don't want to call us women or females.
Well, no. There's a difference in the bill in Florida with the no say gay, right? So with the no say gay, because that's where this stems from, because you wanted to take out everything as far as schooling is concerned with gay, or you can't say this, you can't say that. So then lawmakers said, who were opposed to the bill, said, okay, fine. If you want to take that out, then take everything out. So that means when I'm addressing sir, ma'am, whatever, I don't have to say that. We're going to take that out too, because I don't have to address you then as sir, ma'am, whatever. I'll just say your name. And
correct.
So that's where that whole thing started. So I think where we are when these laws are being implemented, and then the kind of amendments that are made to these laws that are not really given its proper airtime to really discuss everything that comes along with a lot of these bills, that a lot of people seem to
they'll half-ass toss out stuff and they don't even understand it.
Yeah, right.
They haven't even thought it through. But remember the source. Always remember the source of where this information is coming from.
Right.
And that'll tell you right then and there. You got white males.
Yeah,
that are just that right now they're fucking with everybody. And we're falling for it because here we are. Here you have everybody infighting about a designation, about what to be called.
Yeah.
But yet you have a woman that was just murdered by her neighbor, and she was a female.
Right.
Okay, because he thought that she was trans. She was like 59 years old, and he killed her. Yeah, we had that kind of stuff. So they're constantly throwing in the okie doke, look over here, look over there type of thing, and they're doing all this other stuff to us.
Right.
And we really shouldn't. You embrace everybody for who they are and what they bring to the table.
Yeah, and even when we talk about the whole discussion about defending women, you had the police officer that punched the pregnant woman, the woman that she had the
Was
baby,
holding the baby.
holding
Yeah.
the baby when he was trying to quote unquote arrest her when she had nothing to do with the people that they were detaining, because she wasn't driving. She was just in the back seat with 3 other ladies and their children. So, I mean, you know, it's like we're looking at, hey, nobody's defending women over here, but there's actual stuff that's happening to us and no one seems to be even, you know, caring unless it's enough attention, unless enough eyes is on it. So I don't know. I just think we're kind of,
but we're fussing about labels.
yeah.
And like I said earlier, we keep coming back to the same. We're fussing about the same shit over and over again because somebody else is coming up and they didn't catch it either the first time or they didn't even think about it the first time.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know, but any final thoughts? Do you, I mean,
and thanks a lot.
Just making I was
Well,
just making
Rebel,
conversation
that's
about what's
true.
going on.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it's a conversation that needs to be had, definitely. But yeah, that one I haven't heard. That one I haven't heard. But if it's anything tied to Florida's Ron DeSantis Florida law with the don't say gay, it's a lot tied into that that's not really televised. The only thing that they talk about is the gay situation, but it has a lot to do with labeling and non-addressing people by gender or anything of that nature, because then people were like, well, if I see myself as whatever way I see myself and you are not allowed to address me as how I see myself, then fine, we'll just do away with the whole thing and you just call me by my name. So if my name is Peter Pan, that's what you just address me as Peter Pan and leave it at that. No sir, no ma'am, no this, no that, just Peter Pan. So but it's crazy, but hey, it's real.
But these conversations do need to be had because people, and I think everyone has, everyone's make valid points and just respecting someone. If if a biological woman doesn't want to be called cis, and when they say cis, they're not saying SIS, they're saying CIS, but yeah, but I don't think that. Because women are feeling like, okay, why we have to change how we're being, our designation, how we're referred to as. Right. But I get that. It's just respecting, and you respect me. However, whatever I want you to call me, you respect that. Right. And let people stay in your own lane. That's at the end of the day.
Mind the business that pays you.
But question, how often do you actually, when you're meeting someone, that you actually even do all this? I don't do all that shit. No. My name, so-and-so, my name is whatever. And that's who you are. And I just assume all the rest.
I was like, what's your name, top or bottom?
What if they say they aside?
We can be Judy's. That's it. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. That's it.
You think... Yeah, but I gotta say we don't even address each other when you come into contact with somebody. Hello, my name.
That's the truth right there.
We don't
even address each other like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even the trans women, people got pissed off at me when I told a group of my gay friends this. I don't agree with trans women even getting to the point where they're trying to take their birth off the birth certificate. No, if you were born male, you can't change that to female. Why would you want to change it to female? Because that, to me, you're being dishonest with a person then. Yeah. You weren't born female. Right. You were born male. Now,
it should be listed as trans.
It should be listed
as trans female.
Yeah.
But you weren't born as a trans female. You were born a male.
Yeah, but I mean, if you identify as female, right, you have to be trans, I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Okay.
That way, the person shouldn't know if you were born that you did a transition. So you were born of one other gender.
Well, I can agree with that, but not birth certificate.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean,
right,
even in
no,
birth.
and
Well,
but wait a minute, because I'm gonna say something, and I might piss some people off with this, because I don't have to stick nothing in my coop every day to make it what it is, or to have babies, or to have a menstrual cycle. When
right.
you transition every day, you got to stick something in there to make that whole. I'm not being
Yeah,
funny. Don't
it's a
you know
dilator.
it?
You have to dilate. You have to dilate every day to
But
keep
I
the
only
opening.
dilate. But Nate, I only dilate when I have a kid.
Right. But then that's like
Or
even.
when you have a gentleman caller. But
Right.
anyhow.
Shut
But I
up.
mean, but that's getting into the semantics of something that's like, we're just really talking surface value
Right.
in that regard. If you identify or if someone is looking at you and they kind of see feminine or what have you, I really don't, and if it's on your license as TF or whatever documentation that you want to put it on, fine. I really don't see the big deal. Now,
Yeah.
if you're transitioning and you went from say male to female and you put F on your things, I think that, that's a whole other thing that I think, now you're being dishonest. But
Yeah, but another thing too to take into accountability when you're having documentation that's being changed. Um, with a lot of people, it is a mental
thing, yeah.
thing.
Mhm.
No matter how brick they look
Yeah.
in their mind, this is how they want to be perceived as.
Right.
And even down to the paperwork saying that you are that you are a female.
Right.
So we have to remember that it's some people, it is definitely, most of them, they don't give a shit. But of course, to move about the world, you
Right.
have to
Yeah.
match your documentation,
Mhm.
So we have to take that into consideration. Some people have to have it for their mental stability, or
Yeah.
they just don't feel,
So
I
sure.
agree with that. But I was saying that is in regards to if you met someone. If, for example, if a trans woman met a guy and she was being, dishonest, and her birth certificate even said female, I just don't. I can't roll with that because you were not born a female.
Well,
And
yeah. I mean, that's
I say on those levels, but I don't think a person meeting a guy and she should be automatically, I'm a trans woman,
yeah.
not, but if it's going deeper than that, yeah, I think you do need to divulge that. And,
Oh,
for you,
of
Yeah.
course.
Well, without a doubt.
Because if all of y'all
No,
sitting there with a hard
right.
on, that's going
So
to be
then,
kind of
so
that's going to be kind of strange, and they
no,
don't know.
but I say safety first. You always be cautious, and that's male or female. I don't
Hmm.
care
Right.
who you are.
Yeah,
You have to be safe because
yeah, because
some people don't take the news so lightly. So I
Yeah.
say be safe.
Yeah.
you, you're gonna you're gonna have some women say, "Oh my God, what's your name, Ken?" Oh my God, that's the littlest dick I've ever seen. You might.
leave him out of
So then,
You have to laugh at some of this shit, though.
Some
I
of it
yeah.
mean,
you do have
you
to
really
laugh
do.
at,
You're
but
removing
I
someone's
thought that
choice in the matter.
Yeah.
yeah, no, I thought that we this conversation was had over here. So that's hold on, girl, your uncles is on the line. Give me a second. Damn. Your uncles and your daddy. Hold on.
who's the daddy? Who's the daddy?
Oh, she ain't gonna recognize him without his hair. So she knows exactly who he is, but I ain't even told her he cut his hair yet.
Oh,
Mhm.
Now you trying to start a whole bunch of stuff over this way.
you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
need for you to not do that.
But it was good talking to you guys, to Nari as well.
Okay.
It's
You
always-
too, Rebel.
Okay. It's good hollering at you.
That was, yeah,
Oh,
I
sure.
haven't talked to Rebel in such a long time. This has been a
Y'all,
how's the fur baby doing, Rebel, before you leave?
And I wanted to set him out in the wilderness for the coyotes to get him, but he's usually good.
Okay.
animal cruelty.
Yeah.
Listen, I've had to have done in the house because he was a puppy. He got a loose and he damaged sheetrock, but I've gotten it fixed. And he's much better now.
Oh, well, that's
Very
cool.
good.
Okay, that's good, Rebel.
But
That's
God,
good.
I'll go back into your bush, Cap.
You know what? I don't have a bush. Thank you.
You ain't
Have a
going
good
into
day.
that bush. You ain't got no bush.
Bye.
Bye.
No,
Yes,
but
sir.
I'm pretty sure it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, so
Yep,
well it's 4
it's
minutes
about that
away.
time.
Yeah, it's about
Well, it's
that
about that time for me. It's 2 hours. So,
You know
Oh yeah, he did go over. Oh my goodness.
he did go over. I'm sorry,
oh no, you're fine. You're
but you gotta actually not say that I did anything wrong because of this damn haircut.
fine.
God damn it, I'm still.
I have a feeling we're going to hear about this for a while.
Right.
At least 4 months. At
Exactly.
least 4 months.
At least till you let it subside in your spirit. But it's
It,
okay.
it's subsided.
Tanara,
It's subsided.
you'll be all
It's
right.
subsided. No, it's subsided in my spirit.
I
like a
have
week
plenty of
ago.
pictures to
But,
take.
but wait a minute. Hold on, Nate. I'm finna tell you something. If you look at cat pictures on Instagram and look at his pictures on TikTok, this Nicolette has been wearing a freaking hat, and I am kind of upset with this right now.
Oh, you don't like the hat? I thought it was Rebel at first. When the first time I saw it, I thought it was Rebel at first. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it was when they went on the trip. Okay.
Yeah,
But I was like, no, he done cut it. I was like, oh yeah, I tell you.
Oh, so then I'm saying, you know what? Live in the cutting of your hair. Because if you put on another cap, then you gonna fight, cap.
well, we just be fighting. I have plenty of hats. I have them, so I'm gonna wear some.
Well, you need them
But you
now.
didn't wear that many hats when you had all that hair on your head. Hold on.
Yeah, I did. I just ain't wear them on here, but I did.
No, one dog. Yeah. No, it's fine. No, I'm saying he's been wearing hats like like he ashamed that he cut his hair. So like I'm just ready to fight.
I can just wear them without maneuvering all the hair to wear them.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? Ever since I went natural, I have a problem with all of y'all.
Well, you can't go get more natural than me. Hey, look at that. Yeah.
Nate, make sure you kiss your pretty wife for us and tell her thank you for giving us your time today.
Yes,
I will.
and the cats.
But I am so happy that I was able to come up on the panel. I was like, oh yeah, the first day, and I'm working 3 jobs. I'm coming up.
All right.
And they like,
natural is hard, DT. That's right.
They said, stay your ass in the comments, please.
Natural is hard. Yeah.
No, but you guys have a good night. I thank you,
too.
thank you, Kat, for letting me up. Thank you, Nate.
Oh,
no, girl, you know you welcome.
Always sticking back Kat and having his back and being here when other folks can't be here. We appreciate y'all both.
Yes.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all too. That's why we do what we do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have a great time doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But okay, I'm gonna get down so y'all can end the show.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, but y'all gotta still that's my husband. This ain't no.
Look, don't you cut nothing else off. 'Cause Lord have mercy.
Right. Okay.
This ain't over. This ain't
Yeah.
over.
Bye.
finally she looked at the phone and she was like, "Wait a minute, is that Christian?" She said, "What the hell is that?" And then I had to. That's why I was saying,
Yeah.
but y'all have a good night. Thanks for
You
having
too.
me up, guys.
You too.
All right. Alrighty. Well, anyway, on that note,
Don't you cut nothing. Don't you?
Yeah, okay.
At least till next year.
So with that said, everybody have a great night. It was always a pleasure, as always, hanging out with you all on this fine Tuesday evening. And until next time, be safe, stay cool. If you don't got to go out there too much, please don't. If you do, wear your sunscreen. Anything else you want to add, sir?
Watch out for the scammers.
Yeah.
It's scamming season. They're coming out with some crazy shit.
Yeah, they definitely are. And
if it don't sound right, don't look right, it ain't right.
Right. And furthermore, if you're getting calls or text messages regarding your accounts, please call your bank first. Do not call the number. Don't text back the number. Don't send the
email. Don't know who it is. You still don't know who it is. Don't even return the phone call.
Don't do nothing.
Messages.
Call the bank.
Because right now what they're doing is they're doing a lot of fishing to see who they can actually catch. Right. And it's usually older people that aren't aware. So please remind your older people, if they don't know who the hell it is on the phone, whatever. I don't even know why I have a house phone. Because it ring, and I look at it and it's like, what is that? I was like, oh, that shit is still hooked up. All right.
So just call your financial institutions first before answering any questions. Make sure you definitely call them first to know what it is going on. Yes, and please moisturize. I can't stress this enough. So you don't want to be dry and looking gray.
That's right, because we use Duke's moisturizer around here.
And coconut oil.
No, you use coconut oil. What you gonna do now? They done made Twitter X now.
I see.
I'm mad because you can't even look at, you go on people's things and it's limited. You know what you can see, and I'm looking for a certain thing.
Payment tier. They're probably gonna make a payment tier to where in which you probably got to pay more to.
So where we're going to now? What is the one called? Splash? Is it Slip or Splash? I'm not doing Facebook. I'm not doing Facebook. Facebook sold my shit when it was just Facebook. I don't want them to sell my shit when they Threads or whatever it is.
Right. It was something else too that I saw that I was just like, oh, is this the new one? It's called Space. Is it called Space?
Yeah, say buy Twitter. Yeah, because it's X now.
Yeah. Yes, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of craziness, but just be mindful of your stuff because the scammers are out here, and that's their job. Okay, so please don't believe. Just be mindful, moisturize, and stay safe, everybody, and pay attention to what's going on around you because these saltines is crazy too.
They're doing it all.
Yeah, and with that said, y'all have a blessed night, and until next time, America, peace, peace, peace.